Right. We got 6 people on. That's great. All right, I'll wait for everyone to get on here. It's probably the worst lighting in the world. So bad. Okay. All right, great. So Shay Love is here. I'm here to answer any questions on the 30-day challenge. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're all just avoiding carbohydrates. All right, Melissa, Lewis, hi. Peter's here, Shaller's here. Let's see who else is here. Spenny is here. Al is here. Shanna. Awesome, awesome. Great. All right, Dr. Berg, what do you think about fluoride? Well, I actually have an entire filter just for fluoride because I found that my regular filter didn't pull out the fluoride. So yes, I'm very much against fluoride. It's pretty bad. Especially for your skin, for your thyroid, it can go in there. There's actually a really good book that you can read on that by, I think I can't remember who she is, but I think she's like a scientist or something. She wrote a book on it. If you look up fluoride on my YouTube, you'll see a great book. I can't remember what it's about, but it's pretty good. All right, so it looks like I got 20% on my battery. That's good. All right, Dr. Berg, why am I so bloated lately, even when I'm doing keto? There's 3 reasons for bloating when you do keto. Number 1, it's the sugar alcohols. Number 2, you're not used to that quantity of vegetables, so you have to cut that down a bit. And then number 3, the fat, you might not have the bile to digest all that fat, so you might want to tone down some of the fat. Oh, volume. Volume. Okay, let me turn up the volume. Okay, tell me if you can hear me now. Why do I feel mentally unstable while doing keto? That's probably because you need more B vitamins. B vitamins will actually really help with the cognitive function, especially when you do keto. B vitamins are water soluble. So when you do keto and fasting, you're not going to hold on to those vitamins that well. So they'll kind of go through you, and you'll find that anything water soluble, you're not going to retain. So fasting, you got to take B vitamins, vitamin C, and minerals, specifically potassium and magnesium. Some sodium too, but your body tends to retain sodium. The fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin A, D, E, and K, those you don't have to worry about those. Those are pretty much stuck in your liver, and they'll last a long time. I do fasting, but I still eat bread, potatoes. Well, I guess you haven't heard of the 30-day challenge that we're all doing right now, which is no cheat, no carb, or a low carb. Okay, so what are good vitamins on keto? Potassium and all the electrolytes and B vitamins. Those 2 are going to be the most important. I would get my vitamins from nutritional yeast. That would be the best source. You can get them also from like concentrated yeast in a tablet. You can chew them. Okay, do you recommend 18 and 6 intermittent fasting for 11-year-old? It really depends. If he has a weight issue, yes. If he doesn't, I would try it, and if he's okay with it, if he doesn't, he's not hungry and he's like running on his fat, then go for it. But just make sure, the key is with kids, make sure when they eat, they're actually eating a really good, healthy, nutrient-dense meal. That's the real key, because they're growing and they just need a lot more nutrients. Dr. Berg, would it be helpful if you can share research on infertility and advice? Well, I can only tell you my own experience with this. When you work on people, you work on nutrition, it's interesting how their fertility, they become very fertile. So many women, they came in, all of a sudden they got pregnant, and my wife's like, okay, what's going on here? I'm like, it's not what you think. You just work on their endocrine system, and you feed them real food, and their endocrine system is better, and they can actually, a lot of times, become more fertile. The other thing that you want to do with fertility is you want to beef up on the fat-soluble vitamins vitamin A, D, E, and K, especially vitamin E. That seems to help a lot. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do you, does your adrenal supplement break the fast if you take 4 capsules? No, they won't break a fast. Any supplements won't break a fast. Dr. Berg, is no salt good to consume for your potassium? I don't know what it's in no salt. Sorry. Why do I have dry skin? Dry skin is usually not a lack of fluid. It is a lack of fat-soluble vitamins, essential fatty acids. So in that case, you need more fat. But let's say you don't have enough bile because your gallbladder is removed, or your liver is fatty, or you have bowel issues, you can't recycle the bile, then you're going to have dry skin. That's one of the big symptoms. So it's really, you just need more omega-3 fatty acids, more fats, and then the ability to digest them. Someone also mentioned that I have numbness on my feet and hands. What's that? I think you might have mentioned if you might have blood sugar issues too. That it's kind of like a diabetic symptom or a pre-diabetic symptom where you have what's called peripheral neuropathy. The best remedy for that is benfotiamine. It's a B1. It's a synthetic B1. You can find it anywhere, but it works like magic. Okay, cannot stop the diarrhea on keto and IF. I would cut down the greens. You may have something called SIBO. So cut down all the vegetables and just do almost like a carnivore for about 3 or 4 weeks and see if that doesn't handle it. That happened to a few more people, and they need to build up their flora. All right. Why does keto take away the freshness from my face? Well, I will say it's going to shape your face. My face was rounder when I was not on keto. But if you do the healthy version of keto, it'll prevent you looking like a crackhead. So that's good. You're going to be less wrinkly. You're going to look more vibrant. Right, Sandra? Okay, good. Dr. Berg, what causes burning arm and leg twitching on keto? Too much potassium. Well, you want to just take your arm out of the flame. No, burning arm pain. That's it's not too much potassium. It's not enough B vitamins. Now there is a situation with twitching and tetany, and that's alkalosis. So it's you're not able to absorb the electrolytes because your pH is too alkaline. So you could take apple cider vinegar, you can take betaine hydrochloride, but there is something else that you can take, and you can write this down. It's called ammonium chloride. It's hard to find it, but you can find it on Amazon. But it's a systemic acidifier, and it will help people that have a bit too much alkalinity, and you'll see that you'll be able to absorb these things a lot better. All right. You talk too much about weight loss. I understand that, but would you please talk about weight gain? Okay, this is by Silver Z. Yeah, that's I should start doing more seminars on weight gain because that's actually a minor problem for a lot of people. The thing that you want to do with weight gain is you need to, first of all, your calories need to be higher. I ran into that issue. I had to raise up my calories to at least 3,000 per day. And it's difficult if you're doing intermittent fasting. So you're going to have huge meals and do 2 meals instead of 3 or even 1, do 2. And then also do heavy weight training. I actually gained like 8 or 9 pounds of muscle doing that. And I think that's the way to do it. But not through carbs, because it comes with a package. All right, how can I stop craving chocolate? I think you might need magnesium, but you also, hopefully you're not consuming chocolate with sugar. You can do like the 100% cacao, and you can put a little chunk in your coffee in the morning and melt it. I do that with a little bit of xylitol, and it seems to work good. Okay, can I take metformin as an anti-aging doctor? I can't tell you to take medication or not take it, but I will say that metformin, out of all the medications, probably has the least amount of problems or complications if you're taking B1 and B12, because if you don't, you could end up with a serious problem. But I'm not recommending it, even though it creates the least amount of problems, because it kind of, you can achieve the results by doing keto and intermittent fasting. So why take a drug? But the fact that metformin handles, or at least temporarily handles, the number one root cause of so many problems, people take it and they do well, because it's basically, it improves insulin resistance. It doesn't correct it. As soon as you come off the medication, it's still there. But it does increase insulin resistance. So that's my thought on that. But I would recommend doing healthy keto and IF. All right. Why am I not seeing a difference on the scale? This is by Mary. What I would recommend, if you don't see a difference on the scale, realize that it's about getting healthy first and then losing weight. And you may need to understand the indicators of health. The biggest indicator is your cravings go away. So Mary, are cravings going away? Do you have less hunger? Very, very important. That means it's working. Is your waist shrinking a little bit? Is your energy going up? If that's happening and then it's working, give it more time, and you might need to fast longer. All right. Jessica Turner, I don't drink coffee, but need a pick-me-up, so I turn them out. Diet Mountain. What do you recommend? If you need something to pick you up because you're tired, you need to solve the fatigue issue. And I think that's going to be related to more sleep. But I'm going to tell you there's two really important minerals that are involved in the energy production. I wish I would have known this, because I used to have chronic fatigue. So yes, you need to cut the carbs out for sure. But magnesium and potassium will really bring up your energy. In fact, I'm going to release a video on my videographer, Jared, who basically, he's not always perfect, and he doesn't really consume any foods with potassium or magnesium. So I called him out on it. I brought him up on the video live, and not live, but you'll see a video of him shortly in about a week. And I said, listen, will you just do this one thing for me for 1 week? Consume nutrient-dense vegetables for 1 week, like 7 cups, and get your potassium, magnesium, and let's just see if his energy goes up. So we're doing an experiment on him right now. Okay, Dr. Berg, can I eat 500 grams of broccoli instead of each 7 cups? Now, you can actually enhance it, but you need to eat some salad. In fact, I think you know what I need to do? Excuse me. I need to do another challenge when we're done here. We're going to do another challenge, and this is just to get people to increase more vegetable. We're going to do the 7 to 10 cups of salad challenge. I like that. How about you, Sandra? Are you in?
I can.
She's going to think about it. Okay, what should I do when I plateau during a long-term fasting? If you're fasting and you're plateauing, I would not worry about it, because your body is going through a certain, all these things are happening with proteins and recycling and autophagy, and I think that you probably are not going to see a lot of the benefit from intermittent fasting when you're fasting. It's going to be after, when all these genes kick in and the stem cells start coming. So it's kind of delayed. So the benefits of fasting are not always right when you have that issue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my computer here a little bit. Let's see if I can plug it in, because somehow it's going down and I don't want to run out of juice here. Okay, how do I improve lung function? I think something that's really cool Hypoxic Therapy, you should look it up. I might have, yeah, I've done a video on it, where you actually have this mask that you actually exercise. It works better not with weight training, but for more endurance, for your heart rate and your breathing. And then you restrict your breathing for like 2 minutes, and then you breathe normal. And you do that like back and forth intermittently. Your lungs, your oxygen carrying capacity from your red blood cells are just gonna go bam. So it's gonna go good. Okay, so Diego Lara says it's her birthday today and my mom wants to get pizza. I'm really tempted to eat some, but I know I shouldn't eat very much. I turned 19 today and weigh 220 pounds, but I'm also 6'2", so I'm not big fat. All right, so I'm gonna do a video. I have done a video on this actually today, where people, I tell you, it's always your friends and family that kind of get you off track, right, Tanya?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you have to. You should just watch the video because there's a lot to that. I think that if it's there, you're going to eat it. If it's available, you're going to have to change your environment. But you do need to find something that's equivalent to that, like a keto-friendly pizza, or something that you can actually go to. But I do understand, so don't eat that pizza. Is keto safe for pregnancy? Yes, if you're doing healthy version, just probably not focus on the intermittent fasting. Do you have a video on water fasting? No, I don't, but I mean, there's not a lot to talk about it. You're just drinking water and you're fasting. I mean, we could talk about the benefits of that. So I might do that. All right. Arthritis as a young person, what would you recommend? I hope you're doing healthy keto and intermittent fasting, okay? Because that should help the inflammation. If you are, then what you should take is stinging nettle root and vitamin D. Those two are great for inflammation. All right. You guys are asking a lot of good questions. I just wish I can keep up to all of them. When you make a video review, okay, on Beyond Meat products, yeah, I'll have to look into that. All right, so let's see here. Any good nutritional yeast alternatives you'd recommend to get B vitamins? Sunflower seeds have B vitamins, but it's a difficult situation to find your Bs. It really is. In my mitochondria support, I did put nutritional yeast in there, but I also have in there some natural Bs, which are really expensive, but they're quality. Why aren't the radishes helping my mucus? Also, can you overdose on radishes? What you might have to do is do what I did. I juiced 12 ounces of a daikon radish and I drank it. And that will push out the mucus really fast, but it'll burn you all the way through it. Just don't mention my name when you're doing that. But as far as the radishes, yeah, I guess you can't overdo eating them, but probably overdo juicing them. The other thing with mucus is you want to acidify the body. Apple cider vinegar will help. The other thing that'll help is oregano oil, but make sure you get the wild oregano oil. That's really good for mucus as well. All right, Dr. Berg had some advice. Since my appendix removed 2 weeks after surgery, cold feet, sitting, I know, man. Okay, so I don't know if I think I did a video on this. If you had your appendix out, your appendix is on the right lower quadrant, right? Start doing acupressure on the left lower quadrant, the mirror image of that on the opposite side, and you're gonna find a very tender spot. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna be on Facebook in a few minutes here, so you can go there if you want. Stopped smoking but started vaping. I just released a video on the vaping. I'm not crazy about it. You can watch the video on that. I have insulin resistance now, doing healthy keto. How do I stop losing weight? I'm skinny. Okay, increase the calories, have huge meals, and exercise more, heavier weights. But if you still have a problem, you might need to let's say you have an eating window like between 12 and 6. Maybe you have to eat in between there as well. It's better to eat in between there than to snack on your fasting window, or not just your fasting cycle, not your window. So maybe eat something before, like right between your meals. Okay, autism. I would recommend. I got to do a protocol for this, but I would recommend silica. Silica is really good to kind of counter aluminum. Also, I would recommend like healthy keto, intermittent fasting, and ketones. That will really help the brain. It'll support the brain. MCT oil, because if you get on the fat, it'll actually support it better than the glucose. I'm so confused with carb counts. I have read carb counts should be 20 grams per day. Vegetables should be only 1 cup per day. No, Beth Mitchell. No, you don't have to worry about counting your vegetables at all. I don't recommend it, because why would you want to count? The vegetables that you eat are not going to affect. Okay, it's going to answer this one last question about this. Just going to answer this one last question. You do not have to worry about that. I would stick with the recommendations on healthy keto on my website, and I show people how to do it, and you're going to be very successful. But to count your vegetables, no, that's going to actually feed your microbes, which then are going to increase butyrate, which is kind of like it's like a ketone, and that's going to help your insulin resistance. So it's really going to help you. So don't count those. All right, guys, listen.